So, welcome back. Today we're still going to be doing something that is related to the vagus nerve, which, as I was saying yesterday, passes through our neck. It then sort of contacts our heart, goes through the diaphragm, and then comes into contact with our digestive organs. And so I want you to keep in mind that trip that the vagus nerve takes when we come to do today's little practice. And if you want to, you can incorporate it with yesterday's sort of stroking of the neck, see how that goes. But as always, one of the main ingredients also in our ability to sleep is being able to not sweep things under the rug. What do I mean by that? I think we have, overarchingly, this is a massive generalization, but been educated that, oh, that emotion is an inconvenient thing. Don't pay attention to that. Just keep doing what I've told you to do. Or stop doing whatever it is that you're doing. And therefore, learning to listen and know what is going on emotionally, physically, and whether we have any instrument at all to change it or impact it doesn't really matter. But if you've ever been around children, you will know that very often it is just the tuning in and listening to them and having them be aware that you are fully present to them that often creates the change. So within our own environment, if our body is talking to us, if our emotions are talking to us through sensations in the body, tuning into them may, quote unquote, already be half of the solution. But even if there isn't a solution that we are looking for, acknowledging what is going on, acknowledging what we are feeling, will certainly have the effect, or this is what I've noticed, of like listening to a little child. Things can they don't need to be yelling and shouting and screaming to be heard because they now know that someone is listening. So that's a slightly long-winded explanation for why we check in before we do any practice, is just to train our ability to listen to ourselves. And then once we have that ability and the measurements of what it is that we observe, then we are able to see what, if any, impact the little tool that we are going to apply, the little exercise, the little practice has had. So come and do your tune in. Yeah, sometimes I call it a check-in, but you can sort of, maybe again close your eyes if that feels okay. Maybe you are turning your head side to side. Again, if that feels okay. You can decide if you're doing it eyes open or eyes closed. And just use it as a way of feeling what it is that you are feeling. So what am I feeling in my breath? What am I feeling in my mind? What, if any, pain or discomfort is present in my body, both physically and or emotionally? What is my level of nervous system activation? Am I feeling calm? And am I feeling really anxious? Am I feeling very excited? Am I feeling very angry? Those are all states that will have an impact on our nervous system. And if you have moved your head, moving it side to side, continue doing that. And if you have not, you might want to join us in this movement join me in this movement of turning my head side to side. And what I'm going to do from here is when the head reaches its limit, I'm going to let the whole body follow. And then when the entire body reaches its limit, I'm sitting on my hips, that'll be the moment where the body unwinds and comes back to center. So I turn my head to the side. When the head can no longer move, the body follows. When the hips would need to move, that is a limit that today I'm going to respect, and I allow the body to come back. And as you do this, can you mentally be aware of the movement of the vagus nerve through the body all the way down to the belly? So maybe you want to place a hand or both hands on the belly. Maybe you can notice if the body is synchronizing the movement to the breath in any way. And I phrase it that way because we can choose to sync the breath in a specific way, but it might just be interesting to observe if naturally, when you do one movement, the body is choosing if it's inhaling or exhaling. What breath is the body choosing for itself as you move? And when it comes time for you to finish, so choosing the number of repetitions that you're going to do by listening to the body, not by deciding a number in your head, but just by noticing when the body kind of goes, I'm done. And when that moment comes and you come back to center, maybe you can just place 2 hands on your belly and take a couple of moments where you're almost inviting the belly to move into the hands. So maybe on the inhale, allowing the belly almost actively to expand and move into the hands. And on the exhale, the belly is maybe moving away from the hands. And then again, I don't know if you heard it, but there was like a digestive release. You can place the hands anywhere that feels comfortable to you, whether leaving them on the belly or moving them from there. And just again, observing. Where is my nervous system state? How calm or amped up or angry or whatever was present before, has anything in that emotion or feeling shifted? Maybe what's going on in the digestion, what's maybe going on in the breath. And again, just becoming aware of how very small movements, allowing the body to almost naturally sync itself with the breath, and maybe doing a slow movement, the breath naturally slows down. Maybe, that may or may not have happened for you, can help us move from a very outwardly focused, alert state to a more inwardly focused state, which might help us move towards rest. I hope the practice was informative and instructive.